couldn't let you go. If only I could finally reach you, the gardens where you grow. Now
Hi friends, so we're about to dive into a video I am very excited for. So, I learned about CSR a little bit sometime, I think about a month or so after they had their debut, actually. There was a channel that I was subscribed to, and they were putting these polls up. Who's your favorite group that starts in English? Starts with an A, starts with a B. And they said starts with C. And they said CSR in there. I'm like, who's CSR? Because I recognized all the other three. I didn't recognize CSR. So I looked them up, clicked on their debut video, pop, and I was like, oh, I love them. Oh, this is so good. And what I loved about it is all the comments, whether in Korean, English, or whatever other language, were all about, thank you. They were so excited and so overjoyed for a group that was debuting who were all underage. The fact that they're all the same age really fascinates me. It shouldn't. Like, I never really cared about the age of people who were artists until, like, the whole kpop Thailand thing. So this is all new for me, but they're all the same age, which is interesting. But I guess because I wasn't really into the whole, like, New Jeans and their concept, and I was like, this is not for me. My sister listened to them, it's not for her. We were like, these girls are underage, some of them are super young. But also, there were so many groups debuting with this kind of more intense vibe to them, which I get, which is cool. But it's becoming a thing where, like, you know how around when Twice debuted, the kind of refreshing, bright vibe was the thing, with G-Friend kind of coming in strong with that vibe and doing really well under it? Well, now it's reversed. So, kind of almost desirous. People are so, like, kind of not frothing at the mouth, but they really want something that's kind of bright and sweet like this, especially if the girls, not that we want all the groups to be underage, we would prefer if they were 18 or older. A lot of people would, especially international fans. But if they have to, for whatever reason, them debuting with this sweet vibe is kind of what we want. I have both of their albums. They're over there. What's the name of their albums, actually? Oh, I forgot the name of their albums. But I do have both of them. And I know that their first comeback, Love to Con, was more of a continuation of the theme for the first album, so they're kind of almost together. Now we're entering kind of still that bright shininess, but slightly different. Now we're dealing with light. Something I hope we get in this music video is that I noticed for Love to Con, maybe it was a different song, they had the Jiri Jiri. Almost like how, you know, Stacey Girls has their things, Everglow. Like, some groups have, like, that thing in their song almost all the time. CSR, I think their thing might be the Jiri Jiri, but we'll have to see if that happens. In this video. I'm very excited. I think these girls are adorable. I almost have all their names down. I do have their names. Like, I know all their names. But in terms of their faces, I still get Yehem and Soyeon confused. I'm glad Soyeon got a haircut, because that's gonna help me. That's for me, that'll help me get her face solidified in my mind. I was getting those two, and sometimes Goomhee. Like, she looks different than them, but I was getting their names mixed up a lot. For me, like, okay, Soo is easy, Duna's easy, Yuna. Xian looks like Umji. Like, we all see it. So those members were really easy for me to, like, oh, that's them. Kind of almost like with Dreamcatcher for me, Dami and Gayan were super easy for me to pick out. They look so different than the others. Once I saw Xian and Sua staying together, I could tell them pretty easily apart. But for me, I was easily getting Jiu, Hyuyeon, and Handong mixed up a lot. And then eventually, like, oh, like, Jiu has smaller features, she looks more like a bunny. So then her was solidifying, so then I was mixing up Yuyeon, Handong a lot. Now I don't anymore. So give it a little bit, and I'll get their faces and their names kind of solidified all together in my head. And I do know that we have a fandom name, Maum, right? It has to do with like heartbeat or something and love. I think it's super cute. I was like, I'm so down for it. And for me, it's kind of weird. So I just turned 30. The girls are turning 18 years. That's a 12-year gap. So for me, it's hard for me to really enjoy a group that's so much younger than me. I don't have biases in groups that are that young because usually my bias is someone who has traits that I admire and can look up to. And so most of my biases are either older than me, like Solar and Mambu Solar and Red Velvet Cyrene. Or they have traits, or they're close to my age and they have traits that I really like, or they're similar to me. For me, for Twice, because there's 9 members, my bias is Diane. 9 is my everyday bias wrecker, and Mia likes to steal my heart every other day too. So those 3 who are very different from each other, but I like them for different reasons, but they also have traits that I admire or they're very similar to me. It's hard to find that in a group that's 12 years younger than you. So for me, this is more of definitely, I think I'm too big to be a big sister. More of an auntie level, I think, because of the 12-year gap. But, I think so. But for me, I'm here to like support the girls. I haven't really done much voting, but I definitely want to vote for them because I just want to see them do really well. And I look forward to them naturally maturing in their concepts. It's like we got to experience with G-Friend. G-Friend was naturally maturing in their concepts as they got older, especially as their Maknaes got older. We saw that with Twice as well. After Chaeyoung and Shui turned 19, almost even in national age too, after they got much older in 2019, they really flipped the script and were like, now we're gonna, because all of us are much older now, the oldest members this age, the youngest members are not this age, now we can start moving into this direction. I think what's fun, and perhaps this is the plan for the company, is that with all the girls being the same age, we don't have to wait for a member to get to a certain age before we can start moving it. So you don't have an older member stuck in a really cutesy kind of thing, and you don't have younger members being in concepts they really shouldn't be promoting. So that's why I really I was like, oh, they're all the same age, that's kind of cool. And unique for me. I mean, even in general, if you like a band, they're all the same age, that's kind of fascinating, unless they all went to high school together. But even then, I babbled on way too long. Without further ado, I will pause, that's what I do. But I will also, in between my reaction and review, I rewatch the video. If there's translated subtitles, I will turn those on, or I'll look up the lyrics. I'm very excited. We're still kind of on the energy and the light because electricity and light. And anyway, I'm very excited for this. I know Sua dyed her hair. Looks like Ji went a little darker. Some of the girls slightly dyed their hair. I was surprised because they all kind of debut with natural hair color. A lot of Gen 4 groups are debuting with natural hair color, which I'm okay with. And then Soyeon got a haircut. So without further ado, let's dive in. I would like to remind people to make sure when you're watching them to click on their YouTube channel for the music video and not 1 to the K, please. Subtitles are off. Starting off strong with our fearless leader, Sua. Let's go. Oh, even... Sorry. Okay, keeping that heart kind of design there. Sheehan's so cute. Is Yuna dyeing her hair too? I like their outfits! These little sets are cute. Alright, pausing. So, when they were doing the running down wherever they are, I was like, who else has the red hair now? Sua has, like, really red hair. Oh, she had to bleach her hair for that. It looks like they just kind of dyed Yuna's hair, so it has a darker tinge of red to it versus the bright red that Sua has. I was gonna say something. Shoot. Something that I really liked about them is I was like, oh, this group's gonna be good. Because their dancing is so in sync. And that's very difficult to do. And it kind of, there's like little things I was like, oh, we got really good vocals. We have really strong dancers as a whole. This is really nice. I know Sue's leader, but I don't know if there's like a rapper or main vocal. I don't really know their positions very well. I do know they have extra materials. My sister thinks, and I agree, that Yuna is hilarious. Her face. I think it's Yuna. I think that makes like the most hilarious faces when she doesn't like something. But the girls are very cute and they're very sweet. I did see on the plane 05 because they're all 05 babies. Jeez. They're all 05 babies. So this is super cute. Gosh. I'll say one more thing. So I just watched, because today, kind of tomorrow or yesterday, sort of in the Korean time, Irene's birthday is today. She turned 32, international age. I don't know when the whole Korean age thing will be phased out. I know they decided to do that though. Anyway, so she was doing some pottery, and I guess she's doing like a fan concert, and she's gonna give 10 of them away to fans, which I thought was really sweet and really cool. Like, it's one thing to get something from an artist, but knowing you got something that they made with their hands is even extra special. Like, that's their love in there. Anyway, so the girl who was helping her, I didn't realize how young she was, had said she listened to Ice Cream Cake when she was in elementary school. She's an 03 baby. So just like with these girls being 12 years younger than me, the girl who was helping Irene do the pottery was 12 years younger than her. So sometimes that age gap, you're just like, what? So that's just reminding me of that a little bit. Of just kind of like, oh gosh, these age gaps, man. Okay, sorry. Oh, nice. I like that. I like the mixture of like, Aduna's kind of doing like a soft sing-songy rap. Yeah. This is the bridge. I like the mixture of like obvious sets and locations. I do recommend. The wind on Sue is making me laugh. I like how some of the members have the like pink incorporated with them. They're so cute. Okay, that was cool, actually. That technique. Oh my gosh. This is all blue screen stuff, but this is impressive. The budget's a little bigger for this one. I don't know. I love their outfits. They're so sweet. They're very beautiful outfits, too. Was that... I was not paying attention. Was that Yehan that just did that? I feel like that makes sense. We almost did the owl. I don't really keep playing. That was cute. Did we see in the bottom right corner the person in this bush with the oranges dancing? Because that was hilarious. That was very lovely. I liked it a lot. Okay, there's something I was going to say before we dive into the review. What was it? I don't know if it was, I can't remember if it was Soyeon or Yehem that released in between. I think it was done in between their first comeback and their debut, where they were doing, she was like doing a medley of stuff to show off their vocals. And they do have their own little variety show thing. And they also do, I haven't watched their Draw My Life videos yet, but I do know that they've put out a lot of material. The companies sort of, in my opinion, have hit the ground running with these girls in terms of promotional material, individual and as a group. Something I wanted to mention, I think, well, I'll mention it during the review after I replay it. I don't want to keep going too long, but anyway, this song's super cute, super bright, really love it. Jump cut. Okay, so rewatch the music video, and I'm also having it play in the background too a little bit, turning my in-ears on so I can kind of hear what I'm saying. I also watched, there's someone I had recorded their performance. It's just a few hours old, the video. So, because my biggest worry is that I hope they're singing live, because, and it's difficult. They have great vocals, especially for 17-year-olds. Jeez. There's always this worry of like, are they really singing live? I don't want them to lip sync. But there's certain things that they did that I was like, oh, no, heard that on the mic, so that's definitely not in the song. And there's like little moments where I'm like, sounds a little bit different than the recording. And that's the thing though, a lot of these groups, they're very trained very much to sound like the recording. How it's recorded, how it sounds. There were moments with like, I remember I was listening to, it was Red Velvet, they were singing Celebrate during their fan meeting, and it sounds just like the recording. And you wouldn't know that it was them singing until Irene messed up some English lyrics and she laughed. And you're like, no, they're singing live. Because Red Velvet, of course they are. So, you know, I never really worried about lip syncing with like groups that I like, but people would talk about, it's like, it's in K-pop so much. So it's like, okay. So you kind of hope that, you know, the groups that you like do strive to sing live. And I know sometimes American pop artists have gotten in trouble for lip syncing, I think, because they're sick. So you kind of get it, because if you are sick and your vocals aren't what it's supposed to be and you voice cracks or something happens, people make fun of you for it. So you have a choice to make. Either it sounds like how people are hoping it sounds, or your voice, you're going to sing live, but your voice is not going to sound great. So that's a difficult thing to balance. Anyway, the dancing, of course, is super strong. I watched the performance. The dancing is insane. It's so energy filled, which I get why they kind of want, you know, younger people to debut, because they're still growing, they still have that energy to burn. While someone in their 20s is like, I'm tired, man. I don't got that energy no more. You do kind of hit another area of like having more stamina and more energy when you do get into your late 20s, early 30s, if you take care of yourself. So because I'm taking care of myself, I have a lot more strength and not necessarily energy, but definitely sometimes more stamina than I would when I was like in my early 20s or when I was a teenager. But you have more energy to burn as a teenager. The budget for this video is way bigger. So there's so many elements of it. Like the sets kind of remind me of Pop. And then you also have a lot of these effects, which we saw in Love2Con. But we have so much of this really crazy, like, green screen. Also, I hardcore recommend at minute 3, watch the video and pay attention. There are dudes, and I think they're dudes, they might not be. There are people in suits that make them look like bushes that have oranges on them. Are they shaped like teddy bears? Oh, they're shaped like teddy bears. Okay, that's a little cuter. But it's still funny because you see someone in the background just dancing. It's hilarious. Okay, their outfits are very lovely. They're just beautiful and bright and just white. They all have different styles and cuts to them, which allow the girls to kind of showcase their individuality, as well as like, oh no, we're definitely a group. In the music videos, I always poke fun at this a little bit. Their lip syncing could use some improvement, but again, I'd rather have subpar lip syncing in a music video than lip syncing in real life. So, and then there are groups that are still not that great at lip syncing, and I'm more than okay with that. It's a music video, it's okay. But again, the effects, they're in these real places. I like the balance again of the real places and the sets, but they really go all out with the green screen. We've got little origami stuff, we got these little set pieces. It's really pretty. And this is a bright, pretty, beautiful music video. The girls' outfits are lovely. Even the ones that are like cohesive or different, they don't have matchy outfits, which is lovely actually. The plain set's really super cute because it has their like, oh, it has their birth dates on it too, not just their year. That's really adorable. I think 2. I think 3 of the members are March babies, like my sister and I. I think 3 of the members' have birthdays have passed by now. They'll be 18, obviously, by the end of the year. So, I suspect if they're going to keep with the mini album, they should probably do one more mini album this year. I think their pacing is pretty good, too, considering the fact that their previous comeback, the album, there's only like 2-3 songs on it. Like I said, it's a continuation of what we got in the first album, in their debut album. So this has like 5 or 6 songs on it. So I think it would make sense for them, and their pace, the spacing out between them is actually pretty good, in my opinion. So I suspect they probably should have one more mini album first before they do any full albums. I would say when I start preparing for a full album, but I think if they do a full album, they should probably wait till next year, 2024, after all the girls have turned 18. Then again, I don't know, or maybe by the end of this year, but definitely need one more mini album before they do another full album. This is so weird for me to say because I'm used to full albums in general with artists here in the States. And then they'll release EPs ever so often, which have shorter amount of songs on them. But again, in the States, I'm used to an artist releasing full albums every couple or so years. This whole thing of mini albums every handful of months, a full album every other year or something, every few years, is weird for me. It's like, it's completely, like the whole K-pop music concept thing is just kind of flip things on my head in terms of how I look at music and approach it, or how I look at music production and the business in general. And their vocals are impressive too. Like this is what they can accomplish when you've got a bunch of 17-year-olds. I don't know what their training period was, but it's really good. And again, please make sure when you watch the music video that you watch it on their channel, CSR, not One the K, which is dumb that CSR's channel has more views, but One the K pops up first for some reason over their video. So please watch it on CSR channel. Make sure you pay attention to that. Hardcore recommend them. They're so lovely. They did such a good job. But it was super cute, super fun. Really enjoyed it. It was interesting because I really enjoyed that. But I don't know, my taste in music's fascinating sometimes, even me. Thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends, share with your enemies, and I'll see you next time.